Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
What's up, fellow TV watchers? Welcome back to the TV Terminal. My name is Adam Vale, senior editor of the Koalition.com.
And I'm Josh Lamage, writer for the Koalition.
Oh, man, funny fact. So we recorded Spartacus, me and my buddy Ken. You'll see that airs December 5th. Went on this whole big rant at the beginning and completely forgot to introduce myself. And I don't think it matters. I people know
on the bottom.
And that's not even my damn name. That's the Instagram name, which I don't even mess with. I don't know why I even have that there. I should just change it and just put my government. But yeah, anyway, that was that thing. But real quick, thanks everybody. Welcome. Thanks for coming back. And if you're new, this is TV Terminal. We cover a bunch of shows from beginning to end, good or bad. We watch the show, we take some notes, we jump in, just a real conversation like you used to have when you actually interacted with people, because now things have changed. But
the good old days.
At the good old days. Yeah, that's how we do things. None of this editing and GTS. Oh, I got to fix this. No, we're going to get shit wrong all the time. Go ahead, put in the comments. BR7, third cousin to CR7. It's always jumping in, and you know what? I think you're right. Nina,
third cousin to CR7.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. That's the secret. Nina's crooked. She's crooked. I was in denial. Part of me is still in denial to an extent. But I think something's up. She's definitely shady. But anyway, real quick, thanks to everybody for the subs, the likes, the hype. If you find that button that's on the mobile, you can see it. You'll get an email. That's how you know it works. I always promote that because it does. I don't see it. I don't see what happens. I don't get a notification say, hey, you got. People tell me, hey, well, I hyped it. I'm like, thank you. I don't know what it does, but the hyper gets an email and it shows a percentage and it says, hey, you boost this video, blah, 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 blah. So if you want some kind of recognition or something from YouTube, you will get it when you click that hype. You'll get that little email notification. But anyway, just want to thank everybody out there for all of that. Also, as you should probably see, once this airs, you'll see Landman episode 1 is out. We'll also have Tulsa King. It might come before or after. All 3 drop on Sunday, the November 16th, which is when you're seeing this. So kind of crazy. It's also all 3 Paramount shows and all 3 Taylor Sheridan shows. So it just, a lot of content and all worked out that way. And it's all good. It's all different, all interesting. And you know what? That's enough. Let's just get into it. Here we go. Mayor of Kingstown, season 4, episode 4, Sins of Omission.
Okay. So my boy Mike, you know how he is. Adam didn't think this was going to happen, but I called it from the minute we saw her. Knew, I don't know if love interest, but definitely something
Cindy.
going on. So,
that was quick. I told you she was already asking, are you okay? And doing it. I'm like, he's just got the puppy dog eyes and they just fall for it. And yeah, you're right. There you go. Party in the pants.
They wake up in bed. He gets a call and we kind of like see her in the corner, like, at first, I wasn't sure. I was like, is that Evelyn? Like, what, is he back with her? What's going on here? But no, Cindy. And Mike gets a call from Ian, and Ian's like, you got to get down here. We got a bunch of dead Colombians in this house. This whole place is a shit show. Like,
flamethrower. He brings a flamethrower in. I mean,
Mike's like, oh, God, I got to go. So he's like getting dressed, and she's like, what's happening? And he's like, I gotta head out. Do you need anything? She's like, no, I gotta get home too. I gotta get to my kids. He's like, all right, well, you want me to put coffee for you? She's like, no, just go. He's like, all right, can you lock up for me?
That's a big no, people. Come on now, guys, girls, you all know if you're just doing this one night, you're hooking up, because clearly this is a new thing. You're gonna leave the person in your house and tell them lock up. I get maybe not to steal anything, but you don't know from a hole in the wall.
He probably has nothing to steal.
It's not about stealing. It's info. She could be snooping around, taking pictures. She's got a phone. We don't know her backstory. We were hinting that maybe there's something else to it. That first episode when they showed the tattoo, right? They did that for a reason, and I'm sure it's going to come back, and we'll bring it up later where I have a theory, right? But I wouldn't do that. Go ahead in the comments. Would you do that? Would you leave somebody at your place that you just met and say, hey, you know what? Lock up. I'm heading out. No, No, I'm like, you know what? I gotta go.
It's a little nicer than the awkward,
I go.
like, so I got
No,
work. Like, can you,
no.
can
That's
you
not
get
how
out?
I rolled. That is not how I roll. I have, married now and everything, but back I don't. Nope. Like, oh, I gotta go. That means we gotta go. Sorry. What? I'm not kicking you out. I'm leaving too. I'm just saying.
We're going together.
Exactly.
Wake up.
Yeah. Out.
So yeah, their conversation was a little awkward, but then yeah, so Steve and Ian are at the crime scene. Mike shows up, crime tape everywhere. He's like, six guys are dead. We got 2 out in the front that are not from here. I think they're from out of town, maybe Detroit.
Another guy said it. Well, Steve even said it. He knows about him. And then that's when
Yeah.
Mike was saying, I was like, oh, because he was saying, oh, the Bunny's going crazy now. It was like, oh, it's not Bunny. It's his partner. What partner? Yeah, it's Frank Moses. Oh, man. Another guy's like, he's like, they know him. Everybody knows him. And this is good for the show because the last thing you want, and I hate when shows do this, when they introduce a new character and then they have to repeat themselves and give the profile.
This?
Exactly. Who's that? Well, he's just, and you meet somebody else like, oh, man, I can't believe it. Who did it? Frank did what? Who's that? And no. We don't need that. Go ahead. Let everybody know that they know who this guy is and that he's trouble. So
they also bring up that Frank Moses is the devil in the sky. So they all know, like,
oh yeah. He's definitely, but Bunny is drinking the Kool-Aid. And we find out even more so later on. He's still just.
But they bring up something here because like we're over here like, okay, yeah, Frank Moses is working with Boney.
Gotcha.
Bunny.
Gotcha.
Oh my god, got him working with Bunny, and we're wondering like, okay, like what does he want? Because like we know he wants to do business, but like what does he really need? Does he really need Bunny?
Doesn't need any of this. Yeah, I don't know.
So Mike's like, oh, it's just a deal that's out of convenience. But he's like, look, whoever killed the guys out front, like that's the person you need to find. So go and find him. Like, telling them.
Yeah, exactly. It was like the assassin. I don't think they suspect that it's still the same guy. But what they're really shocked, the big takeaway from this is not just the visuals and all that stuff. It's the fact that there were a bunch of Colombians here. And he brings it up, Mike, that it's like this is almost like a little mini army.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like they're all hanging out. It's like they're not locals. They weren't here for some construction job or something. No, they all came here for something else. And it's the cartel. It's they're moving in to the turf. And it plays out throughout the entire episode. So very interesting. We got a
couple images from this whole situation. But the following scenes after is Tracy wakes up to a car alarm going on. And it's her car, but she's like confused. She gets up, she goes downstairs. It's the morning. She walks out, puts her coat on, goes to see her car, finds out the door was like slightly ajar. So she shuts it. She goes back inside the house to get the baby, and she's feeling a little uneased. And then she goes to the kitchen window, and she sees that the window is open just a little bit too.
She's married to a cop. She should know better. And we all, again, this is common sense for a lot of people. If your car alarm goes off outside, doesn't matter, daylight, night, doesn't matter. You just don't walk out the door. You look out the window first. You look at your front door if you can, because a lot of times when these type of things, not to get too personal, we know someone in our family died this way. Someone that we know died this way. I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but there was somebody we know. Mom knows this story. Same thing. Car alarm goes off. Person went downstairs, and the person got popped. And it's terrific. And then you would just think common sense. So not for that person. That was horrible. But for here, if it's at night, this was during the day. But still, if your alarm goes off and you hear it and you're alone, you have a baby, look through the window first. See, is anyone still in the car? She doesn't do that. We see her just putting on her coat, grabbing her keys, going outside, looking around. She left the baby alone in the house. What if somebody did that on purpose to distract so that they can run in to the house?
Maybe it's reiterating the fact that she was so used to being so comfortable with Kyle.
Still,
and now she is.
I didn't like this scene. She knows better. She's been in Kingstown long enough. I don't remember if she grew up there like the two brothers did. 33 if you count Mitch. But I know she's been there a long time. She definitely knows better, and that was upsetting. But yeah, the window. So Were they trying to crack open the window, and she just wound up coming back into the house and spend that much time in the car? Was that happened at night? Who knows? That part we don't know. But yeah, it's wasn't a good look.
What are they even looking for? But the next scene, Mike meets with Bunny and Frank at Frank Moses' little office overlooking the rail yard. And he's upset. He's like, what's going on? Like, you sent 2 hitters to attack a full army, a full platoon. Like, what's going on here? And he's like, yeah, they were scouts assessing the battlefield, but we got to handle over.
Not true. Come on now. They went in there with a blowtorch. Okay, a scout. You know what a scout does? I don't think they know what a scout. Scouts and watches, surveillance, takes notes, keeps track of movement.
They wouldn't have had any info.
They don't make contact. They don't make They're just to assess the situation and then relay info, not to walk in with a flamethrower.
Yeah, whatever. They're not admitting the L here that they just took.
Oh no. The worst is when he says we have the upper hand right now. We're really? I mean, I'm pretty sure. No, maybe if everybody was cooked and you made a bunch of bacon, but no, as we know, somebody took out 2 of his guys, the 2 guys that went there to do this work. So that means the others got out.
Yeah, and then he brings up the whole point of like, what's going on in the prison. So they bring up Roberto Cruz and the whole attachment to the Colombians that they have. So they want to get down to business within the jail. So Bunny's like, yeah, Raph could talk to Roberto. Like, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get that figured out. So.
But that's funny because Frank was like, well, yeah, you're right. You handle that. You handle that part. That prison stuff, that's your part. Because remember, last episode, we got this. Whatever happens, it's also on my hands. Blah, blah, blah. Well, we saw what happened there. But the prison stuff, okay, you got.
And then on the second hand, he's also being like, you got to like stop with the prison stuff. Like, it's kind of.
Like, yeah. It's like, go below. But then I think he also sees the situation here. And if it is really Roberto Cruz pulling all the strings, and he's in the prison, from what we know, Frank doesn't have any contacts in the prison. It's all Bunny. So
yeah, that we know. That's a good point.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
So Tracy calls Mike. Mike heads over there. Now we cut to Kyle in the cell. He's in pain. He has a blanket over him, and Merle starts talking to him, saying that you're gonna get used to it. Check your mailbox, and he looks and. It's a hand mirror. And he's like, what's this for? And he's like, so you could see what's going on left.
So you can cut your wrist because you're messed up and it's over. No, but
it's vision, brother.
What was it? I remember watching, it was what was it? If not Oz, but it was another series on HBO. It's where the whole toss your salad type of thing came from. But they had a camera that was just pointing down the down not the aisle but the path of all the cells, and you would see people like with their little mirrors talking. That's what they would do, so they could see each other and then just talk, and it was all their hands out with the little mirrors. And that's a thing. Where'd he get that? I don't know.
He's getting all this stuff.
He's getting all the hookups. I think I think we do know. We'll get to it, but I think we do know how he's getting all this.
We got Breen.
That's how he's getting it. I think it's from Breen. I think it's Breen's the one supplying all this stuff. But
they're walking together. They're escorting this guy in a wheelchair. And he's talking about certain things. And he's like, what does the guy have? He needs she's like, oh, you need to keep his port cleaned. And he's like, oh, how do you know all this medical stuff? And she's like, oh, I used to work in hospice. So it's like, I guess a little bit of a backstory on her.
Yeah, he cracked a joke. Oh, you a Mother Teresa. She's doing everything. She's working to help people. She's trying to help in the prison system. I want to know more. I want to know more because that's out of left field for 2 different directions there. What are you doing?
Yeah, I want to know why she had to come to the prison.
Yeah.
Well, like, is she looking for somebody? Is it really just out of money? Like, and is she trying to get close to Mike for a reason? I mean, she at this moment seems like she's a decent person as far.
She does. I still don't trust her. I don't trust anyone on this show, but I'll put a little bit. Pink. I'll give a little meter that she might be on the up and up, mainly because of what she does later.
Mike looks through Tracy's house and he's like, I think everything's locked down. And he's like, but I'm gonna have someone post it outside, just so you know that you're safe. He's like, but maybe you should go somewhere else, like your parents or somebody's. And she's like, I'm not leaving town. I'm not leaving Kyle. And he's like, well, he's not gonna take it that way. She was like, well, I don't care. Like, I'm not leaving.
I don't know if she's still working at that female prison. I don't know. People in the comments, is she still working there? I don't know. Because I was thinking about that too. It's like, why not just leave? And she says, "Oh, because of Kyle." I was like, "Well, what about your job?" Most people would say, "Well, I'm
think
working."
she's just like full-time home now with the baby.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna have somebody stationed because he is a mayor and he can make those type of calls. Yeah, again, where's the captain in all this? Doesn't he have a say of when he has his patrolman, standing by as a guard to someone's house?
Yeah.
It's one of those. That's one part of
Well,
the show that always gets me.
Mike calls Ian. He's like, "Hey, I need you to put somebody outside Tracy's house." He's like, "Why? What's going on?" He's like, "Well, she found the kitchen window open." He's like, "Oh yeah, all right, I'll help with that."
Well, the car alarm and all that. Yeah, he just says the whole thing.
And he's standing on top of that bridge, the bridge that we saw in the previous episode where we saw Evelyn driving. And he's just talking to Mike up there. He's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Yeah, I got it." So, and then you see Evelyn driving. It was like,
I wish if he would have did the shoulder thing with the phone. I'll send somebody. Hold on. Oh, almost dropped my phone.
Holding it on one shoulder, just like trying to drop it over.
Oh man, that was. Well, now we know why he was always hanging out the overpass and watching, because he was wanting to see her route to the office.
I mean, perfect timing on that.
Perfect timing, but later on, when they sort of come up with the reason for it, I'm not buying that is a valid reason, because but it's just, I knew something was up when you see him all freezing and he's got the coat and stuff, because all the time we see him, his bald head, walking around talking, and this one he's freezing. Oh, I'm like, where did you go? Where did you go? Oh, this is why you're up there early in the morning on this overpass, just waiting to drop this. Well,
she smashes into a wall.
Yeah, good shot though. Good shot, I guess. I mean, yeah, I don't know how many bricks he had. Maybe it's just one, but.
Then we get Raph in his cell with some of his guys. He has like a wire. He's doing some stuff. He's like, I want to talk to Roberto. Like, I got him. Like, he's my mark. And he's like, I got to prove my point. I'm standing on business. So.
Yeah, well, nobody messes with Bunny. But and it's good to bring up here before we forget, there's a reason why he's doing all this for Bunny. And it's not just for friendship or part of the crew, the Crip crew and all that. It's because he is going to be second in command. Well, he's going to take over. He's already second, but he's going to take over. And we find that out later. Remember when Bunny was talking about his future plans of leaving?
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, once this dude gets out in 10 years, I'm giving him all this. And then I'm off to do my second chapter, real estate and all this stuff." All that stuff that Frank Moses was telling him in the previous episode, But the plan is simple. Go out there in the courtyard, make it seem like you're going to make peace. We're all cool while everybody has their shanks and swarms around them, and then catch them all, right? Easy peasy.
If so. So Merle's outside in his containment. We saw outside. I think we could skip some of these images.
Yeah. I got
I was a little bit off in my images.
Mm-hmm.
But Hamza's talking to Merle, and she's like, Are you still wanted, man? Like, you still want to be out here like this in confinement? And he's like, "Well, yeah." Like, he's like, I'm sure I still got people after me. And he's like, What do you have? And she's like, "Well, I got nobody after me. I got a clear conscience and I have courage."
Fluff.
Like,
Oh, this is fluff. All fluff. The point is, she brings up, you're in two spots on our books. You're in the infirmary, and then you're in AdSec, right? So which is it? And he's like, "Oh," and she's like, "Don't worry about it. I can keep it that way if you keep doing what you're doing."
She goes, "You and I have a mutual friend."
Yeah, we have a mutual friend. I think I took some water with this one too.
A mutual friend. You stay the course, and I'll make sure you stay cozy. How's that?
That suits me fine, Warden. Just fine.
You see, so she knows what he's doing, which tells me that the supplies and things that are coming in from someone on the payroll. Someone that works for the prison. She knows what's happening. Like she said before, I know everything comes in and out when that's all talk. But she actually does in this situation because she brings it up. And she's going to leave it that way. She's not going to tell.
They're going to manipulate Kyle.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's manipulate or try to kill him. Or do something.
Like get him to trust him or something. Like, why is he
there's there's definitely something else going on there.
They could just leave him alone and have the pain hurt him, and then he'll beg to go to the infirmary, and then they kill him.
I'm still surprised that Kyle hasn't asked for Merle's name. He has not, right? He did not ask his name in this one. He does know who he is. That was a big part of the previous season. I guess he doesn't recognize him. They're doing the little mirror talking, and it's like he doesn't
see each other later.
He didn't see him. Yeah, he didn't see him. But once he hears the name, that has to trigger because that was a big part of last season. But hey, it is what it is.
Cindy watches as the warden walks away, and she's kind of like being her own little detective in this. She's a little curious about this. But they go over to Merle, and he looks at her, and he's like, "Wow." No, there's two things.
That's why.
From my perspective, like he's checking her out and this whole thing. You say
he knows her. He knows something about her. I'm telling you, she was either part of their crew and outside, maybe the baby's daddy. She's got 3 of them. It could be one of them, all of them. Who knows? But that must be a part of her past. Something is going on.
I would say maybe you're right. But then later on, she brings
She does. She acts like she doesn't know. Yeah, I get that. But that's what I'm saying. He knows her, but maybe she doesn't know. That's why I'm saying it must be like the husband or boyfriend situation. Maybe that's where he's seen her come around and she just paid no mind. I don't know. There's got to be something. I'm linking her with him and also with the tattoo.
Yeah, I wonder if her husband or ex or whatever is still alive, or did she say she's a widow? Or
No, we don't know. We don't know anything about the husband, and Mike has an ass. As long as he's not the father of any one of those kids, I think he's cool. I think any of those kids mine. No, I could put a pot of coffee on then. It's like,
you can say, I guess.
You can say there. Woo, got that good.
Mike checks in on Evelyn. She's all like beat up, black eye, all that stuff. She's like, I can't find my phone. He's like, well, maybe you should just like try to relax. She's like, and he's like, oh, and you look kind of good. Kind of green, but you look good. He's like, what are you doing here? I thought, you wanted nothing to do with me. He's like, well, I don't want you to die. And he's like, look, what's happening with all this is madness.
Yeah.
And the gist of this whole conversation was like, she's like, oh, kids threw a brick into my.
That's the part I don't get. She said that I'm assuming this is what KPD told her, saying, hey, someone dropped the brick. That's what kids do. They throw bricks. Really? I don't know these kids. Not during broad daylight, at least. Maybe at night you're drunk.
They do it here. Like
at night or during the day?
During the day.
During the day, then that's bananas.
Yeah, we've had some situations like that.
That is nuts. All right. Then I take all that. Then that's the thing, I guess. And she was like, if she finds out, she'll try them as adults and the whole thing. But he's like, no, don't believe that. This was a hit. He says you made a lot of enemies. This is intentional. She's like, no, I can't back out. He's like, yeah, you could go after something else. Look where we are. It's nothing but crime and horribleness happening all around us. But she says she can't let it go, and that's when she releases it.
And he also says something really cool. He goes, a brick in your car today, a bullet in your head tomorrow.
Yeah, that's very possible. Very possible. Yeah, but she says the reason why she can't back down is because she has a witness that can put Ian at Morrissey's house when he was murdered. If we all remember that, season 2, when Ian would take the serial killer guy out for these type of visits, and then he wound up killing Morrissey, but Ian was there. It was all planned. He knew what he was going to do because the guy was crazy. But she says there's a witness. She has a witness, and that's her key right there.
And Mike's like, oh, okay. So he leaves. Then he calls Ian, and he's like, we need to get Robert. Like, Evelyn is untouchable. He's pissed.
Yep. He needs to. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. But before we get into that, we're back in the prison in the yard. Raph approaches Roberto, and he's like, and they're speaking Spanish to each other, but he's like, maybe we should work out a deal. Maybe we can work together. He's like, I'm not working no deal with you. Like, how many chances have we given you? Now you want to talk to me? And then And then all of a sudden, Raph just starts like stabbing him. I believe he started stabbing him. They all started like stabbing each other, kind of thing.
Raph stabbed him a few times. His other buddies started stabbing the other ones. It was
One of
chaos.
them ran and got shot by one of the guards up top.
If I remember right, all rubber bullets.
Mm.
They're not. They're all rubber.
Oh, okay.
Before when they would shoot at them, and it was like, all right, everybody has to get down, lay down. But it's rubber bullets.
So that they put Raph in containment, but they let Roberto and his guys free. So that just says something else, right?
That does say, well, it does and it doesn't. Yeah, from what we know, yeah, it says a lot. But for someone on the outside, it says, well, they instigated.
Yeah, well,
right? They went over there and they were the ones doing the stabbing. So this was an attack. So then, remember, as we find out later on, they toss their rooms and stuff like that. But
so Kyle is using his hand mirror, and Merle is talking to Kyle, and he's like, I guess they finally kind of see a glimpse of each other a little bit, not so much, I guess, because again, Kyle's not really recognizing, but Merle's like, oh, it's nice to put a face to the voice.
And then he did that tongue thing that they do, that real nasty thing. Like, I was like, whoa, what are you doing, bro? Don't do that.
But he's like, there's no such thing as friends in this place. But you can't get through this alone. And the guy's like, why am I so special? He's like, you're not. You're just next door. And alliances are more.
That's a valid point. If I heard that, if I didn't know any better, I'm like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, right? He said this isn't Shawshank. It's like.
But like, alliances, alliances are important.
It's all about alliances. Yeah, man.
So then, now we got Robert and Ian are talking. Mike's pissed. He starts attacking at Robert, like, what are you doing throwing a brick through Evelyn's car? And he's like, Robert's like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I've stuck up for your family. I've done all this and that for you. Like, and this is how you repay me? Like, you should apologize. He goes, I didn't do anything. I think did we get audio for this?
Oh, yeah. This is good.
Mike, you show me one thing that you touch doesn't turn to absolute shit. Yeah, you're not a cop, you're not a criminal, and you sure as shit ain't the fucking mayor. She fucking got what she deserved, by the way. I didn't drop no fucking stones, but I would toast the motherfucker that did.
And just look at your buddy standing right there. Ian did it.
And he's denying all of it.
But I love this part because for those, maybe they are just casual watchers and they tune in and out and they hear mayor, like, wow, this is a very hands-on type of mayor in this town. He's not a mayor. And it's great to have somebody else on the show just call it out. I still don't really know how he makes his money. How does he even pay Rebecca? He's not doing any of the work that he says he's. Remember, I'm the mediator. I handle deals and stuff, and
it would make sense if he was taking deals or like getting paid from people,
or even in the office. He did not step in the office once in this episode. Nor did we hear from Rebecca. So is it an off day? It's. I don't want to say it's a running joke with the show because whenever I talk to other people about it, the same thing. They were like, logistics. Stop thinking about that. Don't worry. Enjoy.
I know. We're thinking about it too much, right?
Yeah, we're thinking about it too much, but still, it's like, well.
But it's like how? Like, how does he have this position? Like, what is he doing? And then to be asking this question 4 seasons is crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like this is 4 seasons in, and still, it's like, well, how's he getting his money?
And he don't talk about it. He just does. All right.
Exactly. He just does. So.
But then, so Mike and Ian, they're talking, and he's like, look, she has a witness to put you at Mercy's. He's like, so did you throw that brick? And he's like, I me, Mike? Why would I do that? Like, I'm already, my ass is on fire.
He's like, I know this since we were kids. I know everybody. How dare you? How could you tell me that? How could you say that? And he's talking his face like, oh. I'm like, damn, how could you lie to him like that then?
And he's like, you're not going to apologize to me? And he's like, she's got a witness. That's your apology. And Ian's like cooked. You could see his face. He's contemplating. But then we get Cindy. She's watching the cells of Kyle and Merle. And then one of the guys next to her leaves for lunch. So she grabs the list of AdSeg and she starts writing all the names down on a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm. I paused it at that one because I wanted to see if there was any other names that I recognized. Because I was like, oh, this would be a nice little way to throw in another surprise for later on. Maybe there's someone a few cells down that we don't know. And cell block. There you go. That's what I was looking for. I was like, what's the name when they call all this? It's the cell blocks. Right. But no, none of the other names stuck out to me. But that would have been cool if there was like some other name from the past that we haven't seen, and we're like, oh, I thought he got out, or I thought he died.
Like superhero movies where you pass the cell and you just see the guy from like like 3 movies ago still there.
Yeah, exactly. or someone that you thought died, and then it's like, oh no, he's still alive. It's like, oh shoot, really? It's like, there you
So
go.
speaking of someone that was kind of missing for a little bit, Mike calls Kevin.
Oh yeah, Kevin Jackson.
And Kevin picks up and he's like, "What are you doing? Like, how come you haven't been answering? I've called you 3 times." And he's like, "It's hard." He's like, "What do you mean it's hard? Like, I'm not playing games with you. Like, how's my brother?"
I thought he was gonna take his life there. It
Oh,
just
he was
seemed
like
weird.
so
Like he was in the
depressed.
car. He looked so depressed. He was like, I didn't choose this life. It's hard. You don't know. And I thought he was just gonna end it because he doesn't want this life. And I think it's something that's going to happen to him in this one because they keep pointing
Oh
that out.
yeah.
Remember, he tried to get out when he went to Bunny's sister's birthday party, wanted to talk to him. It's like, no, you can't get out. He owns him. I don't remember if in the comments, if you remember some backstory with him, because I know when they first introduced last season the connection, I don't know why he has to do this because that's the thing. It's
Yeah, he
more
said
of
he
a
was
force
placed.
thing. Yeah, he has to do this. I don't remember if it was he owed Bunny a favor, something with the family. There's some reason that he feels that he's obligated, that he has to do this.
But
So
he tells him Raft's on lockdown. Roberto's still alive. Mike's like, "All right, well, I need you to get a burner phone and get to AdSec as soon as you can." So then Mike again goes to meet with Bunny, and they're on the roof. And he's like, "Wow, another meeting together? Like, this is crazy! Like, twice in one day." And he's
that's
like,
what
"Yeah,
friends are
well,
for. There you go.
Roberto's still breathing, and the warden only punished his crew." So, and I was like, "Well," and then Bunny's like, "Well, I mean, at least we sent a message. Like, his guys are hurting, and my guys are kind of cooling right now." So, and the Mike's like, "Well, the prison is the castle. It's the toehold for everything in this town, and you need to get a grip of everything right now. The cartels are coming." And Bunny's like, "Look, I'm not thinking about this right now. I'm thinking about buying properties. I'm gonna get real estate. I'm gonna move away. I'm gonna handle this from afar. I can't." And then he's like, what are you talking about? Like, where are you getting all this?" And he goes, I'm standing here listening to you to talk, and all I'm hearing is Frank Moses."
That's it. That's right. It's a puppet.
And then he's tight by this. He's like, "Well, Frank ain't no ventriloquist. I know how to handle him." And then Mike says this. He goes, "Well, the cartel is making real moves inside and out. Your fantasies are never going to come true unless you work on this now. And they're bringing an army."
This is it, man.
He goes,
This is
it's
it.
pretty soon before the warden locks your whole crew down and you got nothing." And then he was like, "Well, I got some new heads coming down from Detroit. These guys that are, Moses's guys."
It's man, it's tricky with this one because we know that there's something going on with Frank Moses.
Oh, yeah.
And even Mike asks, he was like, "What does he want from you? What does he want?" And he dodges it. He doesn't answer
He's
that.
planting the seed of escape. He's planting even
Yeah,
Bunny passes on to Mike. He goes, "Start thinking about your escape."
escape
Mike's
from
like,
no.
escape from what? Like, I'm not leaving this.
No, it's don't you see? I got it good here. I do all this stuff. I act like I'm a cop. I'm not really a cop. I got a title of a mayor. I'm not a mayor. I got money in my pocket. Don't ask where it came from.
He also says, "I got to protect my brother inside and outside too."
Yeah, inside and outside. I got to my nephew Mitch, and come on now. I got a new girlfriend. Did I tell you about this new girlfriend? She works in the prison. I can't leave her. Then she won't have a job. What? She's gonna come with me back to Detroit. What am I gonna do there? Yeah, he's got everything set up here. Here, he is somebody. If he leaves here, he would be nobody. I don't know how you apply
What'd
this.
you do for work? He's like, "I was the mayor of a
Yeah,
town."
I played mayor in this prison town. Yep, that's what I did. I'm really good with working out
You
deals
could
with
be a
drug
corrections
dealers.
officer.
No. Yeah, and he has a criminal record. He once was
Oh,
in the
never
prison
mind.
too. Yeah, remember? So it's he's almost as if he's also a prisoner of this town.
That's true.
And that's the tough part. And I feel most of these guys are, because as much as they complain about it and want to leave, they're very familiar with it. They love it. Where are they always hanging out? It's
They
either
leave and they come back anyways.
they're either at the bar, daylight, night, it doesn't matter. They hang out there, they drink, they play pool, listen to music, and then they go to work, they run around, they pick up their bodies, and then they go back to the bar. They like, watch some Red Wing games. They're okay. As much as they complain about everything and how crazy it is, you don't hear about people, "I can't wait to pack up and leave." You don't hear it. So
The next scene, we're back in the hospital. Evelyn wakes up. Mike wakes up, and he's sleeping on a chair next to her because he just can't go home. And he's like, "How was the CT scan?" And she's like, "It came out fine, just mild concussion." And she's on her phone. He's like, maybe you should just take a break for a while. She's like, "No, I'm gonna be home tomorrow, and I'm back at it." She's like, "No one can do what I do, Mike. We got that in common." And then he looks at her and he's like, "Well, you're gonna be all right. I'll make sure of it." And she's like, "I thought I was dead to you." And I was like, "Well, it doesn't mean I want someone else to kill you." And then she pushes her luck here. She goes, "Well, do you forgive me?" It's not an effing chance.
No, the brother's still in jail. Come on now.
Well, she asked that.
Because I don't know. She's still trying to figure it out because it is kind of weird that he's there. But he's known her for a long time. They've had a relationship. The show has never portrayed the relationship as something going in a serious direction, like marriage or kids. That never comes up. It was always like a booty call situation. I don't even think they were officially dating, but everybody knew they were doing something, which is why Ian had brought it up before. Remember with Robert's like, oh, he's not going to let anything happen to Evelyn. So whatever we do, whatever happens, it's between us. We can't because of that. So they all know.
Then we got Kevin patrolling. He has a flashlight. He's outside. He's walking around. And then you see like, I guess like a fueling truck. Mm-hmm. And he's like flashing the light at it. And then we see Torres come out and he's like, "What are you doing? Like, how about you go on a smoke break?" And he's like, "I don't smoke." He's like, "You don't get a hint. Like, get out of here."
Yeah.
He's like, "All right." So Kevin leaves. But then he peeks out the corner and he sees this guy on the top of the fuel truck taking out bags and dropping it as they're bringing stuff into the prison. So,
see, again, this is proving BR7's point and everybody else on the internet for some reason. And they all picked up on this quick. The Hobbs is corrupt. The warden is corrupt because she has to know this is happening. I'm sure she left for the day because they already showed that before. She lives there. But that's the thing. That's why before I said I'm not fully on board with it. Yeah, she's working for the cartel, but maybe they have something on her. I don't think
this Ozark stuff.
Maybe, but I don't think this is like a happy. This is a joint operation. No. They're hooking me up with money, and I feel like she's sort of like Jackson is forced into this. She doesn't want to be here. She doesn't want to do this, but she has to do it.
That's probably why she's able to handle the prisons as well as she is because she's holding down stuff like that.
Because Mike had brought that up when he was talking with Bunny. He was like, "Hey, I found out with Jackson." That when he was after he had the panic attack in the car, telling me all this stuff, but that they tossed the Crips room, all the Crips room.
He called Mike and told him.
Yeah, so they did all that, but they didn't do anything to the Colombians. So the warden
now we know how the Colombians are getting the stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So the warden is definitely she's corrupt. She's corrupt, but how corrupt we don't know yet. But she's definitely a problem. She's not going to help.
Quick little scene. Tracy looks outside, sees a squad car outside. Then we got Mike and Ian. They're at the bar, and Ian's like, "Yeah, I'm close to finding out that witness. I need a name." And Mike's like, "Well, you want me to help you find the name?" He's like, "No. I think that I'll get it. I just want to strike the fear of God in his eyes."
Nice. See, I love it. Love it.
Nice. You're doing all the wrong things right now. Like, how about you bring a serial killer around this thing? Then Mike leaves.
He should have left. He said, "You know one?" Should have been like that. Come on, let's bring him out.
He's like, you said your cat had diabetes or something.
Yeah. He said cat had diabetes.
You don't have that's not happening. Like, so what's going on? Like, what were you doing this morning? And he's like, "She's alive, okay?" And he's like, "Man, like, what are you doing?" And he's like, "I wasn't trying to kill her, all right? I was just trying to like spook her,
Come on now, you throw a brick to spook. She could have died. She definitely could have died. But he was like, "If I wanted her dead, I would have just shot her." But then they can still track the bullet. So come on now.
Stevie goes, "When is this going to end or be over?" And Ian goes, "When we're dead."
Dun dun dun. Then it ended. No, that would have been a cool way to end though, just with that line.
So then Bunny goes to meet up with Frank. He walks in and he sees some new guys outside, a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he goes up to Frank. He's like, "I like what I'm seeing." He's like, "Oh, there's more on the way." And he's like, "Well, we handling in the prison now. It's all just housekeeping." And he goes, "But I like what you're seeing out there and what I'm seeing out there." And then Frank's like, "Well, we're just putting the mayor at ease." And he goes, "Yeah, well, the mayor's worried." And then he's always wise with his stuff. He goes, "I like this." He goes, "Worry keeps you sharp if it doesn't consume you," which is valid.
It's true. Yeah.
then he's like, "What's up with all the dimes?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm a collector of art. I'm a collector of all different things, and this is cool." He basically says like, "You got to find a way to make your money legitimate." He goes, "Let everybody handle all this stuff, and when you make, you pay your payroll, you do what you got to do, and any extra money you invest into other things. You invest into charities, you invest into a lot of other stuff that even if the people want to come down on you, they can't really pin you on anything because like you're a
Yeah.
donor,
No, exactly. I mean, it's just like
kingpin."
it's a kingpin. Yeah, we've seen this. We've seen this with the mafia, the whole thing back in the days with soup kitchens and stuff like that. Trying, hey, we're helping out the people, and then they're shaking down other people. Yeah, it's that type of deal. It's like, hey, take your money, and while you're making it from the shady way, start investing it into clean ways. It's like cleaning out your money, the money laundering in a way. Just cleaning up so then that way you're owning property and then doing stuff for the community. So if someone does come at you, you got all this other stuff going on, and then you're donating, you're helping out. So
Yeah.
eventually they leave you alone. But again, he has all the answers. He knows how everything works. Then why the hell are you here with Bunny in this prison town? What do you need? If you don't care about the prison, then there's nothing else here.
And
There's nothing else.
You see the influence growing on Bunny
Of course,
really
he
quickly.
he needed this. He needed somebody else to grow from because he didn't have it. This was his life for the longest time. It's him sitting on his lawn chair on the roof of that building, just staring at the prison.
But it's so funny that like someone just is like, yeah, think outside the box, think about the world outside. And all of a sudden he's like, oh, there's more. I can invest in stuff. Like he never did it. Like
He never thought about it, because he's thinking small. He was like, "This is it. This is my town." And now, I feel like this is the case with everything in life. Think about that. Somebody finds someone's like, "Oh yeah, I play, in a little band, this and that." It's like, "Oh, I can put you on tours. You want to see how this works? I'm going to introduce you to this guy who knows how to set up this operation, or I can put you in this venue."
But not to say
and
that,
it changes.
But not to say that if you had the product already, did you never think about it yourself?
Some people, you could think big or think small. And he was always just thinking Kingstown, make my money, and then die here. He had said that before in previous seasons. This is it. This is his life. It ain't gonna get any better than this. And then for him now, that's why when he's talking all this stuff, oh, I'm gonna get realistic. I'm gonna do this. And that's what Mike was like, oh, you sound like Frank Moses. Come on now. And he's like, well, I'm no.
Either Moses is gonna turn him against Mike or screw him over or something. It's gonna be bad. Yeah, he's gonna show his true colors soon. But Cindy's kids are arguing. She's home. She's like, I'll be right with you. I'm gonna go upstairs. She goes upstairs and she takes out her phone. She calls Mike. Mike's like, I was just about to call you.
Oh, that's what they all say, right? We all been. I was like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about you. So you're beautiful.
Like, I made a list of the names of the prisoners that are in AdSec right now. There's 13. He's like, okay. So she's reading them off. One of the guys, he's like, oh, he's there still. All right. So she's still going. And then she's like, and then he brings it up. He goes, "Is there a Callahan?" Like she didn't even say it first. He's like, "Is there a Callahan? A Merle? Is there a Merle Callahan?" She's like, yeah." And he's like, "He's there?" She's like, "Yeah." He's in the cell next to Kyle. He's like, "What do you mean he's in the cell next to Kyle?" He's like, "Yeah, I mean, well, he's been there the whole time, even when I got there." And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Burn the list. Burn the damn list now." She's like, "Mike, who's Merle Callahan? Mike, who's Merle Callahan?" He just hangs up the phone on her. And he's just pissed, and then the episode ends.
Yeah, she screamed, "Is he your father? Is he your father?" No. But yeah, no.
That didn't happen.
No, that didn't happen. But that would have been. I mean, come on now. He's old. He's old.
Who is he?
Right? Who is he? It's just, but and yeah, just the fact that right at the end, it's like, yeah, he's the cell next to Kyle.
I feel like some plot lines in this are like, okay, you definitely know the Ian and Evelyn thing is not going to end well. I think Ian's going to get cooked first.
Yeah, something's going to happen there.
Definitely Frank Moses is going to screw over everybody in the end and take over a bunch of stuff. I think he has a secret deal with the Colombians secretly in some way.
Oh yes, I'm still sticking with that they're working together on this whole
using
operation.
them as a way to
he's
engage playing more. Yeah, playing bunnies.
Yeah. He's playing a different type of game, and he's going to screw him. But again, and people put it in the comments if you know this, why is Frank doing all this? What does he get out of this? Because he keeps, unless it's all BS. That's the one thing. This whole, oh, I don't care about the prison. Oh, Kingstown, you think it's small, Bunny. You think it's small. This is all BS. He wants to take over He wants to get into this. There's got to be more to it, even though he makes it seem like he's got it good, right? He's got the shipyard. He
Yeah,
knows
so
how
then
to
why
move
do?
product. He's got
Why mess
real
with this small
estate.
town?
If he makes it seem like he's got everything going from, if that's the case, like you said, why are you messing with this small peanuts over here? It's not an easy life. This is a horrible place. This is not a gold mine. Okay, there's nothing here. So I don't get it. I don't get it. And I know he keeps planning. He keeps saying this to Bunny. I'm here to help you out. I'm here to help you out. Oh yeah, it's good. We're partners. We're partners. You're helping. You're partners. But what do you want in return? And we don't know that. Bunny doesn't know. Doesn't care.
Which is
He's
crazy.
drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, why is you're not asking? Like, if I had something good going on, someone's like, "Yo, like, I could do." I was like, okay, if you got something equally better, like, is there a particular product that Bunny has that he doesn't have?
Nope.
Like,
No.
is there a connection? Like, what is the deal? So
No.
it's like, yeah.
No. Bunny had no other connections. And remember, he even said, maybe I can get him. He's like, I got guns. Remember, I got all that. And he introduced him. He's like, yeah, see, this guy, he knows everything. He can get him. Again, unless it's all lies. His operations for transport, everything is falling apart. All these real estates and stuff, he lost it all. Maybe he's just BSing. And this is why he wants to do this. He's like, I need to start anew. And I need to start anew by taking you out. And I wanted to know how the ins and outs of this place worked. You introduced me to the mayor. I tried to get on his good side. He's not buying it. So now I'm going to go to war with him and KPD. Because remember, he tried. He talked to him. He said, hey, I want whatever type of deal you have with Bunny, with KPD.
So then in that same breath, then if the warden is working with the cartel because they're doing stuff, so then that doesn't necessarily mean that Frank is inviting the cartel in. Maybe he's genuinely trying to wipe them out too.
Could be. It could be. But I mean, what's the chances that we got a cartel coming and a Frank Moses at the same time?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm putting them together. It doesn't make sense. It's
maybe because word traveled that the Russians were out.
I don't know. Maybe again, people put in the comments. What do you think? Why is this happening? What's the chances? Are they?
Why is any of this happening? Why can't they just
happening? Why can't they just get along? Why do we have this show? What's happening? All right, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. There we go. We're done with episode 4. We'll be back next week for episode 5, of course. And then we got all the other shows on the channel, Landman and Tulsa King, which is ending after this one next week. We're done. Episode 10. So that's it. Thanks again for the likes, the subs, the hypes, and we will see you next week, everybody. Peace.